Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone today? Today, I'm going to jump right in. I'm starting to watch, or I'm starting to read other people's comments, other people's, I've always posts. Again, most posts that you might try to get in that will be those posts where you're trying to solicit people, whether it's through doing readings for hire, trying to sell love potions, trying to do all these other things that you're seeing an opportunity to use this as a sales funnel. And this is not what this place is for. This site, there's other sites, there's other YouTube channels. I've got all those things that I will do the same thing, but not here. And so it's not trying to make enemies, not trying to be anything but create a place that I started with. My original thought was for this, to have a place where people can go and talk, share their thoughts, share their journey. And hopefully others will contribute, and they are, but contribute, share their process, their journey, and that's it. It's not here for me. I'm not here to sell you a reading. I'm not here to figure out how to sell you a love potion and force somebody into loving you. These things don't work. There are those who will tell you that they can do readings on this journey. There's a major factor that changes everything, and it's called free will. You can have all the cards tell you. You can have source give you an answer saying this person is, but are they willing and ready? I see reflection, so I'm sorry. Are they ready? And for most, the big sign is when they are ready, they'll show up. So sitting down and trying to do a love potion, a spell, whatever, there's a group trying to get in and doing that, and all they're really trying to do is get information from you. It doesn't work. And really it sidetracks the true mission of this connection. And the true part of this connection is you finding you. And it's what you're seeking is not outside you, it's there within you. And once you find that in you, once you find who it is you are and what this connection really means as far as the two of you coming together, then you start your journey. And it doesn't always include the other part of your soul in the physical connection. For most, this part of the journey, you're doing this alone in the physical, but never alone in the soul. They're always there. I'm gonna move to this thing that I had a dream last month, and I get dreams. But this one kind of threw me because it was a dream of this hummingbird, and I was in a past life. In this past life, I had been Native American, South American Indian. I've always been a healer of one form or another. In this dream, I'm standing there, and I'm like trying to clear my mind, and I was seeking answers. And then this white hummingbird comes up and gets right in my face. And at the time, I woke with these emotions as if I had a actual connection in this dimension. And it got me to where I sat and tried to figure it out for the longest. And in the end, I was being given information that I couldn't figure out. So a lot of your dreams that you get are for a reason, and sometimes they're not like face value. Sometimes there's more to it, and you have to get and go through and have a discerning heart when you do this. And when you learn how to have this discernment, you will know, because then the answers become clear. So for me with this dream, it'd been probably a month, and I accidentally, I don't know how I did it. I still don't know how I did it, but I gave my, which I think I mentioned on a video back, a thumbs up on Messenger. I never, I think I've sent in the beginning of our connection, maybe the original wave when you connect with somebody. And I think that's all I had. And she shared something. But that was years, a couple years back. So in the middle of this, what I was doing that day, I had my phone in my pocket and I sent out this, and I come home and I see that I come back upstairs, I see that I sent this, like, you just know you can't back out of that, so you just got to let it ride. The next day I get a message or a question mark, a response to my thumbs up. And then, of course, I just had to send, how are you? Hope all is well. And she did the same and said something like, she's now at a point where she's trying to find her center. I've lost exactly how she said it, and I don't want to paraphrase and then be corrected because I didn't say it right. So I sent another response saying that everything that we are seeking is already there within us. And it's a slant of a Rumi quote where he writes, everything that we are seeking is seeking us. And that, I believe his intent with that was the other soul that we are here to find. My belief is, and what I've found on my own journey, I agree with that. But in order to get that, you have to find you. And when I've done a couple of vlogs about how we are divinely created vessels, where everything that we need is already here within us. It's not outside of us. See, I believe, and I gave an example of being on an airplane and the stewardess, we're sitting down and the stewardess says, okay, she gives her speech. And once, if we do run into turbulence and the air mask comes down, you do you first if you have a child, and then you help your child or whoever else might need help. And I gave this as an example or as a metaphor of love. You see, we can't truly love somebody until we know how to love ourselves. So basically, we have to do us first. But for me, this is not how I learned. This is not how I seen. There was never, I've just discovered this here in the last few years. And it's funny because she disagreed with that metaphor. She said it has nothing to do with love, but it was all in how she perceived what I was saying, which I accept. But for me, it is that as Rumi quotes, what you are seeking is seeking you. In order to find that, you have to be complete within you. You can't be this hurt vessel, this vessel that's being living in past hurts. You're like this with your soul, guarded, protected, and so people, those who were intended, bounce off because you have your wall. So how do we allow these people or this one in? We have to do the work here within us. And it's not easy. And this is a lifetime. And so my words are is that this journey is not just a minute. This isn't like how we see things, a quick fix. I take a pill, my headache goes away. This is beyond that. This is a process in which you will, once you come in contact with your twin flame, the process begins. And the process begins by this being open. This person comes in and opens you up like no one else can. I'm going to get back to my dream in just a minute. This is a process, and this doesn't happen overnight. The healing process. These souls come into our lives to wake us up. And by waking us up, they bring up everything. And when they bring up these old wounds that we have that are laying and have laid dormant within us, it's like our world gets turned upside down. And I describe this as this person coming in and grabbing your ankles and turning you upside down and shaking you. But they're shaking everything out of you and bringing it up. And then it's like you're going through this tornado of emotions that I thought were pushed aside, under the carpet. But they come up. And this is that moment where it feels as if your world is coming apart. And in a sense it's the old. And this is where you are in this transition of the old and the new. The new, is there. The new is letting go, but you have these emotions, these hurts that have not been healed. And so we hold on to them, not really knowing that's what we are doing, but they have held a space within us for our lifetime and for our soul's past lives. And so they almost have a place of comfort within us, even though they are reminders of hurts. And it's hard to let go of. But these that come into our life, these souls that were intended to come in contact with us at a certain moment in our life cycle. And again, they don't come in every life cycle. But when they do, there is a reason. And it's much more than just them being with you, you being with them. It's much more. And I say this a lot because I'm watching, I'm reading. People are too much into the 3D thing where boyfriend, girlfriend, said this, they walked away and I want them back. They did these things to me. You got to let go. I'm telling you, it's not easy, but you got to let go of that. That's not the purpose of this. This purpose is for you to wake up. So my dream, this dream with this hummingbird. So I send a message saying that what we are seeking is already there within us. And then I lead her to one of my YouTube vlogs, and she said she didn't say she listened, but she sent a response a day or two later and said, I disagree with everything you said. And then she led me to a little vlog that somebody that she agrees with, and it's basically a topic about a hummingbird and a jackhammer. And it's like I listen and I'm going, these are the same words. I mean, the same idea, different words. So I sent her this picture that showed up after my dream of this Native American, white hair, and this white hummingbird. Oh, I skipped because she sent me in this, in that vlog at the end, she said that she's the hummingbird in this message that she sent me to watch, and I did. And boom, it clicked. The dream that I had where this hummingbird was coming to me and giving me information, that's what it was. The hummingbird that she claims she is. And I believe it was. And I now see the message was, it's time to do me. And it has been time, and I am doing me. So I sent her that message. I sent her the which I shared here on this site, the picture, which to me is a beautiful piece of art. The man with the white hummingbird. And I sent it to her, and I said, I had a dream. I dreamt this a month ago, and there was the message in there of the hummingbird. Thank you. That was it. And of course, I'm not going to, I didn't send it for a response, and I'll probably never get a response, which is okay. Because why I'm saying it's okay, because now I understand that this is about me. I posted one today about, the hummingbird, and the hummingbirds are popping up in everything that I look at. So synchronicities, these are signs that sit and say, they are reminders to us by, our higher selves and God and the universe saying, you're on the right path. And so I shared the other hummingbird where it was looking into the eye. And we are, and it just resonated with me. The message is that they are a reflection of us. They are the reminders for us to do us and heal us and take the time to do the work. You know, shortly, or this morning, I'm sitting here. I work with clay, do some pottery sculpting work, and it just hit me. In my mind, I'm drawing out this image that I'm going to make these handmade mugs, and I'm going to have two hummingbirds come together, and in the center is going to be the shape of a heart, and they're going to be feeding. And it's like, it hit me, and I sketched it out. So now this is leading me to finding your gifts. This person comes into your life, shakes you up. You're sitting there in the ocean. Waves are hitting you with emotions, and you're dog pedaling, going, I don't know how much longer I can do this. Wave hits you, wave hits you, and you're just being washed back and forth. And it's because you're not standing in your power, the power that you have always had. You need to step into that. How do you do that? It's getting here and finding the center that's there within you. Yes, they've come through, and it's not them that you need to be focused in on. It's very difficult, but you have to step aside and go, why are all these emotions being stirred in me? Why do I feel so affected like I am? Start going there, start working on you. Now, in that process, you will start seeing things that you find like a stress relief. You're going to find that these are gifts that have always been there within you. Now, in the last little vlog I did, I talked about coming from an area where I raised cattle. And so I went from that to this through the connection. Now, the connection is just the spark that sets off where it is you're supposed to go. I'd mentioned this many times to her that I left what I knew, considered myself retired, found out that I wasn't retired, and so I sat here waiting for that next thing. And doors opened in this process, which how do you explain this to people? Because most people want to see, the business plan of your life. Let me see. Because this will be the guide in which I will judge, or what I will decide whether you're worthy to be in my circle of influence by your steps, by your plan. And I would always say, I'm doing something that I've never done in my life, and I'm putting my arms back going, okay, come on. But my heart was open to what was coming. Didn't know what it was. The other post that I posted about divine timing. I'm a true believer in divine timing. You see, I had an accident where I had lost my leg, and I knew and I know about miracles, and I know the power that we hold within us. I know that I should have not made it out of the ditch that I landed in. But I knew then, as I have known since I was a child, the power that lies within us to overcome much. You see, we go through much, but we don't go through anything more than what we can handle. And so I know for a fact that I can manifest what I need. I may not manifest more than I need, but I can manifest all that I need. That's going to serve me purpose right now. Health, whatever it is. So I mentioned this to her, and she disagreed with that too. But as I talk, as I share on this site, this is my journey. This is what I see. This is what I've lived through. This is what I've learned. And so I always tell, in the end, and I'll write it down in the title, take what resonates, leave the rest. But this is my journey. And I believe I am not alone. I know I'm not alone. And I know once you become awakened to who it is, and that you've always been, you will find you have a similar story and you'll have similar gifts. They'll all be different, but the power that is there, the gifts that are there, will come through once you let go, once you surrender to this journey. You know, I had the other night, and this is funny because the last message she sent me about not agreeing with what I said, I had a show the next day. First time I ever exhibited photos that I capture. I capture moments. And mostly I write poems. I used to, and then I stopped because I don't know why I stopped. But I see something, I capture it with my phone, and they've been stored in my phone for 3 years, 2.5 years. And so finally I was motivated to do something, and I enlarged them and I put them on different formats, metal, some with paper. Now I've got some on wood. So I mixed it up. And so I had this show, and in my mind I thought, this person is going to show up. And then I finally thought, no. Let that go. And I let it go. Because I let it go because of the words that she sent me about basically not agreeing with what I had said or what I say. And so it was like, okay. So I went with an open heart, knowing that what I needed was going to show up, and the people who were supposed to be there would be there. And they were. I sold almost exactly what I thought I would sell, but it's beyond that, because now the door's open for that. Now I can see, because it was like in the flesh I'm going, I don't know if this is the way, and then all of a sudden I did it, and now I'm getting offers to do other shows up and down the street, and it's like, okay. And now I have a place where I work where I'm presented a wall to display my work. And then I also have this thing where I'm doing classes now on building coil pottery, which is the oldest form of pottery known to man. It just so happens most of mine are, I do a style that looks more Native American. For some reason, I'm called to do that. And those are selling out within an hour or 2 hours. Not that there are a whole lot of seats. I mean, 8 seats. But this is all because of this connection. And so what people are asking, and I see people asking here, what to do, how do you, this is how you do it. You have to find a way to focus on something else outside of this other person and create in whatever form. You see, I create by writing my thoughts. Most are thoughts that have been inspired through capturing a moment, through the photography, and then sometimes as I dreamt of these hummingbirds, I see them on clay. And so now so it's just finding you. You see, these things are all, I'm going to repeat this. What we are and who we are has always been right there inside of us, being pushed down by, I can't. You know, there's other people that do it far better. I live in a town where these people have these cameras that are outrageous, and they make this photography. It's like they can be, you know, taking photos, magnificent photos a mile away. And I'm not that guy. I'm this guy with a little phone. And through this little phone, I've found I can create a whole little group of people that can follow and see what I see. My pottery is not, you know, the conventional pottery. Mostly it's learning how to do the wheel here. And I find working with my hands is everything. So you do it with the wheel, but I like just the losing my mind, not worrying about mechanical parts moving. I just me and the clay. This is a huge relief. This is a huge way to not focus so much on this other person and focus on your journey. Because in the end, this is what it's all about, is focusing in on you and your journey. And 24. All right, this is a long. I just, stop focusing in on the other person and focus in on you. Again, this is just my journey. I'm sharing my story so that you can see that I've been through the fire already. And I'm reminded every once in a while, not like I was, about the missing. And this person, she comes through. But I know I'm okay. I may never see her again. And she's just right around the corner. But I will see her when I'm supposed to see her. This much I'm sure of. This much I know. And so I trust that. And I live my life. And I do it the best way I know how. And it's helping and healing other people in any way that I can. And so this should be your goal in life, is just be a service to others in whatever form or fashion you find that fits your life. But let go. Let go. Find what it is that you find your creative side and let it bloom. Take the sadness. Start writing down thoughts, your emotions. Start taking the good times that you remember. Write those down. All right, that's it for today. Be well, be loved, always. And until next time, stay awesome.